Hello, this is OC Skywatch. It is the 3rd of July, 2015, and I was gonna make this video a little bit earlier, but a few personal things came up, so I was delayed like a few days, 2 days. Quite sad stuff, but I'm not gonna get into it because you're probably not interested. Anyways, what you're looking at is a combination of a jet stream map and a satellite map here. The flow that they set up is just, there's like a giant high pressure that's going to be stationary over the Four Corners region, mainly centered around Utah. That's going to create a clockwise flow, and that's going to drag up some monsoonal moisture up into California. We did manage to get a thunderstorm out of it, but there probably would have been multiple storms if they hadn't sprayed into it and used a bunch of microwave energy. Anyways, let's play this really quick. This animation starts at June 24th, 0 Zulu, and then ends at July 1st, 0 Zulu. Let's go and show you pretty much the whole thing. High pressure stays up here, and see, first round of spraying begins when this moisture band starts coming up from the south because of the high pressure. This is when I was in San Diego. Okay, June 27th, 0 Zulu. More moisture starting to come up and wasn't allowed to develop. More spraying. June 28th, 0 Zulu. More moisture starting to come up again, all because of the high pressure zone. Seriously, this high pressure stuck here for like a good week or so. Yeah, it was here beginning like around the 24th, and it just stayed around, and monsoonal moisture started coming in, and well, you know the rest. There was rain trying to develop, but it didn't rain that day. It did rain June 30th. But yeah, you could see kind of some funny stuff here. Spraying. June 29th, 0 Zulu. More thunderstorms are trying to develop because of the clockwise flow. It's dragging in monsoonal moisture from Mexico and getting some moisture from Gulf of California. And it was sprayed into. I gotta show you that. There's a little streak right here that's really visible. And high pressure's not going away. Centered right over Utah. Pretty much the same story 12 hours later. Okay, June 30th, 0 Zulu. There's some storms. This is the day we had a thunderstorm in our area. This was several hours before, 12 or so hours. Can't really tell right now because my mind's kind of fuzzy. During the editing process, I'll make things more clear. But yeah, you can kind of see these things bubbling up here. High pressure's in the same area. Jet streams just being all diverted. And that's creating a cool down in the northeast. June 30th, 12 Zulu. Kind of looks like there was some stuff starting to develop here, despite all the aerosols in the sky. But yeah, see the little things here? Those are thunderstorms. I don't know if you could see it too well, but yeah. Okay, July 1st, 0 Zulu. More moisture was starting to come in, and, well, more thunderstorms. It was sprayed into. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is visible. Well, you kind of notice what I'm talking about when they're starting to aerosolize these clouds that are starting to come in from the southeast. Blatant weather warfare. We didn't have any rain that day, and there's kind of a little bit of a minor clockwise flow. I don't know if that's natural or not, but knowing they were shooting all the microwave energy up there. This is what I was dealing with when I was coming back from San Diego. There was a little bit of rain in this area a few hours before. I actually captured the satellite map right when I got home. See right here, kind of looks like a traditional HAARP downburst. See the expanding outward dry air. Very strange, probably to suppress this stuff. But they were spraying a lot. They're very funny. Clouds coming up. My last video actually showed some of the clouds when I was coming up. Drove from San Diego to home. I was taking the I-15. Anyways, this is water vapor. Very funny stuff. This is the disturbance off the coast. You can see like tons of spray here. Just everything looked all funny. This right here kind of looked like spray as well. A little bit to the west of my area. But look at all the aerosols. They're just they're desperately trying to shut down the moisture because of this high pressure. And I still think that this high pressure was part of an operation to cool down the eastern part. It's a very complicated situation. Okay, let me show you the relative humidity, 500 millibars. This is 18,000 feet. Plenty of available moisture. This is June 27th, 18 Zulu, by the way. But yeah, you see there's plenty of moisture up above, so you kind of see why they were spraying into it. Because if they weren't spraying into it, with the daytime heating, most likely stuff would develop into really nice thunderstorms and bring us some good rain. Because right now we need it desperately. Okay, this is 10,000 feet, 700 millibars. Kind of looks like there's a moderate amount of moisture here. There's dry air up near Bakersfield and San Jose. Don't know what that's about, but hey, my bad. This is June 27th, 23:30 Zulu, and this is the water vapor, same time right here. Okay, this is June 28th, 3:30 Zulu, and well, you can kind of see some funny stuff here. Stuff trying to develop, but see there's tons of aerosols. You kind of notice that there's a bit of a streak right near Las Vegas, southern part of Nevada. Just look at that. And look at all these wispy things here. Kind of notice they're being sprayed all along here. Of course, the satellite people are forced to filter these images. And what do I see right off the coast of Baja? I see some streaks here. And that's just to shut down the rain. Pretty much. Okay, this is around sunset. This is June 28th, 3:30 Zulu. Okay, let's slow this down really quick. You kind of see all the aerosols above here, especially as the sun goes down. Okay, let's just stop this right now. There you go. You can kind of see spray around here. Anyways, let's play this again. But yeah, just notice the little spray right here that they're trying to do to suppress the rain. Okay, this is June 28th, 0 Zulu. This is the humidity map. Tons of available moisture to develop into thunderstorms. Of course, the sun is going down, so the convection would slow down a bit, but that doesn't mean there won't be any more thunderstorms developing, because it's really hot in the interior, especially around this time of year. Okay, 700 millibars, dry air pocket. That's getting into the Central Valley, just a little bit east of San Francisco. Okay, now let's move on. This is June 28th, 1830 Zulu, and, well, what do you see here? Oh, come on. Silly computer. This thing's been on like a good few weeks straight. Kind of see some more aerosol action in here. And this low pressure off the coast was starting to move up a bit. Just heavy spraying along here. You can kind of see it in Oregon. All those little lines. So I'll slow down that really quick. Very visible. But anyways, this is all aerosolized moisture. Of course they like to spray into it. Kind of notice some spraying here as well. Typical. I actually have an image of a sunset that I took from my phone this day right here. It looked very unnatural. Very, very orange. I'll probably put that in this video. Like right now. But yeah. These things were trying to develop, but just get smashed. Let's look to the south. Really funny stuff here. Spraying over near Cabo, of course. Looks like a heavy assault. Okay, the point is the California drought, though. It's getting really bad. With this high pressure zone, that's the typical monsoon that usually creates a southeast flow for our area and drags up any moisture from down here. The Mexico monsoon season is from mid-June and it goes all the way into mid-September. And that's when usually these high pressures go and drag some of that moisture up, and then we get some rain. That's pretty much our only summer rain now, because hurricanes like to be smashed as they march up the coast of Baja. Hurricane Norbert, HAARP Report, cover that. Anyways, this is water vapor here. I'm moving on because I haven't showed you. But yeah, you can kind of see more blatant spraying, and thunderstorms starting to develop in this band here. And all the moisture coming up from the south is just fueling that. But see, it's quite limited because they're spraying quite a bit of stuff in the sky and creates the hotter layer and stops convection. There's also quite a bit of frequencies being involved here, but overall, mainly the aerosols are doing the work. You kind of see these little thunderstorms starting to pick up here to the east, but they don't amount to anything really. Okay, 700 millibars. This is June 28th, 12 Zulu. You kind of see there's quite a bit of moisture here. Well, what do they do when there's quite a bit of moisture at both layers? Quite a bit of moisture here at 18,000 feet as well. What do? They like to spray into it. That overnucleates it, and no rain, and just turns any thunderstorms into like a giant dirty blob. And you're going to see that in a few minutes. Here's a global jet stream map. You can notice in the southern hemisphere, basically, everything looks like it's going from the west to the east, and, well, what do you see here? Everything's just being all blocked and being all controlled in the northern hemisphere. Look at the difference between the two. My gosh. And I'm pretty sure this is why the northern hemisphere is going to probably be uninhabitable 10 years before the southern hemisphere is. It's all because of these weather control operations and spraying. Sure, Fukushima is a big issue along with other things, but the spraying and geoengineering is a primary factor in the extinction of the planet. When they control the jet stream, when they're maintaining the drought here, they're pretty much pumping the air up into the northern latitudes, and that in turn releases the methane, and you know the whole story. Okay, this is June 29th, 030 Zulu. They like to spray into it, as usual. See, look at that. This is still June 28th, and this is the sunset that we're getting here, with a lot of spraying. Look at that. Kind of see the same story with water vapor. Look at all these things trying to develop and bring moisture towards the west, but unfortunately, though, not allowed to do anything. Okay, this is long wave here. Just wanted an extra band to show you more of this stuff. You can kind of see this whole situation here. See it spraying right over my area. Well, let's slow that down really quick. See, look at that. That was like the third frame in. Oh man. Glad I'm back home. See plane just spraying it away. Our potential chance of thunderstorms today. Come on, focus. Look at the little trail he left behind, though. My God. And yet, people are wondering why we have a drought. There's the answer right here. Right in the shot. There's the trail that he left behind. He's just going all the way over here and, well, heading right into this cloud bank to the southwest of us. There's some potential rain over there. And, of course, they have to spray it in order for the rain not to fall and maintain the drought. Seriously, we've had a lot of moisture coming in here recently, and God, probably so much rain if it hadn't been for these weather warfare programs. Look at the sun. Little streak right across it. This is terrible. Look at all the moisture at 18,000 feet. This is June 28th, 18 Zulu. This is 500 millibars, a lot of moisture up here. It's pretty much the same with 700 millibars, 10,000 feet. There could have been quite a bit of thunderstorm activity here. This is June 29th, 0 Zulu, around that sunset. You could see kind of why they were trying to spray into it, because there's a huge moisture band up at 18,000 feet. A little dry right here. Don't know if that's of any significance, but hey. I'm going to include it in the video anyway. This is June 29th, 6 Zulu. Still some moisture here. And at 500 millibars, there's quite a bit more. This is June 29th, 11 Zulu. Look at the massive amount of spraying. That's because there's a lot of moisture up there. They just spray it to overnucleate, and no thunderstorms there. Yeah, look at that massive attack on us. Just all appears out of nowhere, as usual. Kind of looks like there's a little clockwise here. I don't know what to make out of it. There's just tons of aerosol spraying all along this edge. You can see in water vapor, pretty much the same deal. They're just trying to stop anything. And look at the really blatant spraying. All this stuff appears out of nowhere. And look at the streaks just right where my mouse pointer is pointing. That's very obvious that they're doing something. Okay, let's slow this down. I know this video is kind of messy, but I just need to put this info out here. Okay. Very obvious spraying here. There's some thunderstorms to the south, just south of the border. The high pressure is in pretty much the same area, centered right over the Great Salt Lake. In Utah, it's not going anywhere. Look at the thunderstorms that are starting to pick up in the Four Corners region due to the daytime heating. And over here we just have drought. The reason why these things are developing more than over here is because, well, there's less aerosols. That's what nature wants to bring. With a warmer planet, you're going to get more rain. Physics tell that. You're able to carry more moisture in the atmosphere when it's warmer. Okay, this is visible right here. June 29th, 21 Zulu. Okay. Whoop. Anyways, yeah, look at all these things starting to develop because of the daytime heating. But as you move towards the west, it's not as pronounced because they're just trying to keep the drought going. Okay, 500 millibars. Okay, this is June 29th, 18 Zulu. There's plenty of moisture to work with up there. You know, with this whole setup, it's kind of pushing the clouds over to the west. Okay, this is 700 millibars. Still some moisture up here. So, yeah, you know what they do. This is June 30th, 3 Zulu. This is the day of the thunderstorm, Zulu time. Anyways, yeah, you can kind of see there's some moisture starting to kick up. That in turn is going to make convection easier, and that's why we get the thunderstorm. This is around sunset here. The next day, after sunrise, around 3:30 in the afternoon, that's when we have the thunderstorm. They're still spraying near Santa Barbara. Our planet is dying because of these weather control operations, and all life pretty much is contaminated now by radiation and this kind of crap. This is June 30th, 9:30 Zulu, and kind of looks like a giant mess over here, but I'm going to tell you that this stuff will start developing. And I forgot to get a humidity map for this. This is during the nighttime, I'm pretty sure, because I don't have any visible here. Come on, zoom in. Stupid mouse. You still see the pronounced clockwise flow. It's just staying right in one place. It's kind of strange. And you know, it's all part of a cool down for the east, and that in turn is going to allow the monsoonal moisture to come up. They got to try to shut down the rain because they want to keep the drought going. Very, very typical. June 30th, 21 Zulu. This huge mass of aerosols is moved out. There's still some, but notice that there's some thunderstorms here starting to develop all of a sudden. And then this thing's going to come over my area and create some lightning. I'll have that in the video. It was pretty cool, but surprisingly though, it didn't rain much at all. Okay, there's some weird activity here. Mainly looks like part of their operations, but apparently they didn't spray enough over here, so these thunderstorms were able to develop. This is visible here, same time. Okay, let's zoom in. Just notice the weird flow coming from the east and going to the west. Very weird. But anyways, yeah. See, there's stuff starting to develop here. It could have been a decision to shut me up or whatever, but I'm not gonna go jump to that conclusion right away. Here there was like very little rain. Still see the high pressure in the same area, and stuff starting to develop here. Whoa, I got a lot of tabs open here. It's June 30th, 2230 Zulu. There's tons of storms starting to pick up all along here. Okay, let's speed that up a bit. Look at that. And it's coming right for me. But you will notice that in the next segment or so, stuff will start smudging really weirdly. This is visible. You can kind of see this whole storm thing. Very funny on this end. Okay, I'm going to show that video right now of the thunderstorm. Looks like we got a thunderstorm in the area. I'm not at all surprised though. See what it does. Was that a flash? It might have been. Oh, it's all around here. Oh my gosh. I don't know where it is though. Okay, let's see. Maybe I should wait for it to be a little bit closer. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's getting kind of dark here. Camera might be compensating. Whoa! Damn! Did I catch that? I think I did. Waiting for the thunder. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for it to be... Oh god. Funny thing is, the rain started and stopped. Should be really careful out here, since I know I'm probably a target.
this darkness. Hopefully it's not gonna rain on me. This is probably the worst thing to do, stand out when a storm is nearby. Should probably go back. Sounds like it came from over here, where I'm pointing at. It just keeps getting louder and louder. I'm seriously not used to this weather, but it seems like such a relief. Still not raining. I'm just waiting for something to happen. It's kind of hard to calculate where it's coming from with all these hills around.
Okay, this is July 1st, 1 Zulu here, and you can kind of see that this thing started dissipating. Let's zoom in here. I'll have video of this all smudged in thing in just like a second. But yeah, look at that. It suddenly disappeared as it headed over. Pretty much a dry system. There was very little rain with it. You would expect with thunderstorms there would be like a good amount of rain with all the heat and humidity available. But look, that just like disappears so suddenly. It's just like a giant mess.
Well, it's around 6:30 right now, and what happened to our thunderstorm? There's like very little precipitation. Well, I hate to say it, but kind of looks like it was burned off and sprayed into a little bit. I mean, seriously, that thing was strong going on the radar. It just stopped suddenly. And you can see kind of the ground is dry right now. Not a whole lot, no puddles or nothing. It's just pretty much a dry thing. Kind of see some little waviness, some little scaliness in here. My gosh. Look above me one last time. Kind of looks like spray to stop convection. That's probably what they did, along with using some sort of frequency stuff.
I do have some video of planes spraying around sunset. I'm going to show that as well. Okay, visible. Let's speed this up a bit. Just want to see if there's anything weird here. I know there's a lot of aerosols off the coast as usual. This video is so long, but it has to be done. Kind of see little streaks here. I just noticed that. Kind of looks like they were trying to shut the thing down because that thing was getting too powerful. All to maintain the drought. I mean, look at that. Okay, relative humidity map. This is June 30th, 18 Zulu. Plenty of moisture coming up from the south. There's a little dry air pocket near Pismo Beach. Don't know what that's about. And also there's some moisture off the coast. And this is 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. 700 millibars, 10,000 feet. And yeah, it's pretty much the same deal. All the moisture's starting to come up from the south. Okay, let me show you sunset here. This is when the planes were spraying above the area. This is July 1st, 2:30 Zulu. Okay, let's speed this up a bit. That looks weird. All those clouds suddenly disperse and, well, kind of see spraying here to the west of me. But yeah, look, that's very odd. Just this thing like expanding outward. I don't know what to think of it. Look at these streaks. Let's zoom in more. I really want to get this in good. Look at that. Spraying away whatever, and they were probably using HAARP here, or SBX. Satellite images tell a lot. This is water vapor. Not going to see anything too special here, I don't think. Kind of see this thing expanding out and disintegrating. That's very, very weird. Also, streaks here. I think I'm going to show the plane spraying right now, just right at the sunset. There are two of them. One going one way, one going the other.
Oh, you gotta be joking me. Look what he left behind the cloud. But look at him now. You ain't getting away from me, buddy. No wonder the thunderstorms didn't amount to nothing. It's because these guys. Look at that. Right behind the cloud. Oh, man. It's a horror. Look at the inconsistency. Can't say that's condensation now, can you? And plus it's like 85 degrees. Oh wait, I think I see another. There you go. This guy's going the other way. spraying whatever little moisture we have. Jeez. This is a great catch. And I was just about to go somewhere. Okay. Why doesn't this thing want to focus too well? Y'all get the major idea here. Spraying to prevent rain and stop convection and whatever. As I said, that's probably what happened to the thunderstorm and why we got very little rain out of it. Normally, I would usually associate a thunderstorm with heavy amounts of rain. Just had to get that documentation.
This is July 1st, 4:30 Zulu, and everything's pretty much exited the area. Kind of see that. There's more moisture that wants to come up. That night it was really, really muggy. It was terrible. Anyways, you see this thing's pretty much gone. Just a bunch of weird wisps and whatnot left. Okay, this is July 1st, 0 Zulu. Here's the relative humidity map. This is 500 millibars at 18,000 feet. Quite a bit of moisture in the area. And that was after the thunderstorm, I'm pretty sure. See, look at all that moist air up there. They just want to shut down. Okay, 700 millibars, 10,000 feet. Still some moisture here. Too bad they shut down the thing. Okay, we're getting up pretty much to the last little segment in the browser that I have saved up. Okay, this is July 1st, 18 Zulu, and there's some thunderstorms that were trying to pop up here and just go to the west, but unfortunately though, it gets all shut down. I mean, look at all these aerosols. It's disgusting. The public, I mean, if they get off their smartphones and stop watching the football game and whatnot, then they would find out really quickly that something weird is going on. Luckily though, awareness is rising at an increasingly good speed, so I feel that we have some chance. Pretty much the sun's coming up, and well, you know, when the sun comes up, convection wants to start speeding up. They just can't let that happen. There was thunderstorms in the forecast for this day right here, July 1st, but it never happened. I saw it in AccuWeather. Let's slow this down really quick. Kind of see, look at that. That looked like a little streak right here. Okay, let's completely stop this thing now. Okay. Yeah, see right here? That looks like they wanted to do something. Alright, this is July 2nd, 030 Zulu, and this is pretty much the last frame on the satellite that I caught. Yesterday I wasn't able to catch anything because, well, personal things happened and it was quite sad. Let's speed this up a bit. This is around sunset. See, this guy was spraying right here, right over the Mojave, and that's just to shut down any potential development. I mean, that thing just came out of nowhere. It doesn't really look too natural to me. Look at that. I'm pretty sure this day was when an airplane came above my house, like almost right above, and it was actually a blue bottom and then it had some white wings on it. You can kind of see right here, it was spraying all along. It was right over my area, too. Look at that really closely. Here's the last satellite frame. This is water vapor. Same time. There's stuff wanting to develop over here and come over, but it didn't happen. And you kind of see the same aerosol mess right here. This screen recording is going to be probably a good like 60 or so gigabytes, probably more. Okay, let's slow this down. Look at those streaks here. Yeah, pretty nasty. And that was right above me. You still see the weird east to west flow here. And there's just spraying along there, and the jet stream's being rerouted up here just to cool down the eastern U.S., northeastern U.S. as usual. It's a whole giant operation. Okay, this is a temperature map for July 1st around 1720 Pacific. But yeah, you can kind of see the cool down area right in the eastern U.S. In the west, we're just frying here with all the high pressure and whatnot. Reading actually got up to 115 a few days ago. It's horrible. We're just like melting down here. It's really hot. Anyway, still notice the jet stream as it dips, brings the cool air down and pretty much cools down the eastern U.S. And meanwhile, below the jet stream, it's really hot. See, I'm just going to draw a little line with my mouse cursor. See, it just goes up and then way down and then, yeah, that brings the cooler temperatures to the eastern U.S. Anyways, thank you for watching, and please share this. It's quite important that we get the word out.